Welcome to the Degenerate Nation podcast. I'm here with Aaron.
What's going on?
How's it going? Did you watch that debate last night?
I did. I have a lot of thoughts on it.
What do you think?
Well, just getting into it, I watched it with a couple people who had some rooting interest for Mr. Trump, I think.
Oh, yeah, they were hardcore Trumpers?
Well, they were interested, and I went in undecided, so...
I was interested in a nihilistic way.
Really?
Yeah.
So how so?
Like, I kind of wanted him to just have a meltdown, which he sort of did.
Sort of did.
Yeah. Or just do really well so that we get stuck with him as our president.
Yeah, he kind of looked like he did in the primaries, I think.
Yeah.
So, I was impressed with Hillary. I think she came off very polished.
She did, actually. Robotic, but polished.
Yeah.
That's her game.
I think that's, what she was kind of looking for. So,
yeah.
But I think that, the interruptions on both sides were a little bit distracting.
It was rude, yeah.
At points, yeah, for sure. And so, one of the guys who I was watching with, he was definitely really disappointed he couldn't even make it through the debate.
He walked out on it?
Yeah, he walked out on it. It wasn't even funny because, I felt, like I walked out there and I felt kind of just, bad about it just because he really, wanted to believe in this guy and he saw just an unprepared...
like a Catholic that wants to believe in God until he gets diddled?
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. This is like believing in like a real life, person who has, real life ideas to real life problems. So, I can feel for him. And going into last night, I didn't believe it was going to go like that. But then hearing the response today, it seems like a lot of places are saying that the viewers saw that Trump won.
Yeah.
So, again, it's like...
I feel like I'm not a high-information voter, but I can pick up on people's demeanor, and Trump did not look like the president.
Yeah, but, again, he won in a lot of polls, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't do a lot of research.
Vocal minority, man.
So...
Or non-vocal minority. No, non-vocal majority, sorry.
Yeah, who knows, but, it's, I think that, also, there was some, questions about the moderator, and the moderator at times seems like he was going a little bit after Trump, according to some people.
Yeah, but asking the question about women, and also the birther thing, were either of those two really relevant?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so, but for me personally, like, going into last night, I think I was, like, some of people at least in my age, and I wasn't, I was maybe slightly leaning towards Hillary going into the night, but after hearing Trump say stop and frisk, that was the moment.
Law and order.
The stop and frisk thing, for real, really bothered me.
Yeah.
Just because it stemmed from the second question in the debate, which was about race.
Yes.
And the fact that race was so quickly able to go to talking about gang members and talking about murderers and then talking about stop and frisk.
Yeah.
It's, to me, I think, like, when I think about that, that's more troubling to me than when he called Mexicans rapists or whatever he said.
Yeah,
I get it.
Some of them good people.
Right. People. Like, whatever he was talking about there, that overt... like, where you can see it, that got a reaction. This was very, like, a subconscious reveal to me of how he views minorities, I think. And it's not, and it, it doesn't even go back to looking into his practices that had lawsuits with, but it's like, really, like, he starts talking about stop and frisk. Well, who's going to be stopped and frisked? It's not going to be people who look like the Trumps. It's not going to be people who look like me. It's not going to be people who look like you.
Yeah.
It's going to be people who are talked about at the beginning of that.
Cat's out of the bag. I'm a white cis male.
We are both cis males.
Yeah. Woo!
And so, but like, really, it's just like it really did bother me. And to his credit, he didn't back off it once he said stop and frisk.
He doubled down.
But he also was like, stop and frisk worked in New York. New York murders went down, so stop and frisk. But correlation doesn't equal causation.
Nope.
First of all, and second of all, I'm not sure if that's true. And then he started saying murders went up, and then I'm seeing that murders have gone down this year, 13%. So, I don't really think that he's putting that much thought into it.
Yeah.
And so, from an entertainment perspective, that's kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it's concerning, and I don't know. The thing about Hillary you can't question is she has experience.
She does have experience. Or Trump is like, she has experience, but it's bad.
Right.
Bad experience. Worse experience.
And that may be a good argument, but he's got to bring it way better than that. So,
he didn't cite any specific examples.
The baited barbs by Hillary that were so obvious that she'd start having that stupid smile. I hate that's my side I have to choose in this.
And, smirk.
Yeah, I mean she's not very likable, but she did really just do so much better last night.
Yeah.
I'm an MMA fan, so I watched the UFC. And it really reminded me of the CM Punk fight that happened a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
CM Punk's a wrestler.
Yeah.
He fought WWE.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then he trained for 2 years, said he was going to come over, punch this guy's face off. The guy he fought was 24-2-0, had no business really in the UFC, but was an actual fighter. Came in, CM Punk tried to throw like a WWE type punch, gets taken down, gets his face caved in, and gets choked out in 2 minutes. And it's just like, and so I clapped at it. I loved it because I'm a fan of the sport. Yeah. And I was like, that's how it's supposed to happen. Trump really reminded me of CM Punk last night. He thought he could just come in and
bully her.
Come in and just like be not prepared and not polished and not.
Yeah.
And like I just was really surprised by that because I thought he was a little more calculating than that, which gets to another point which may drive us off. But I have been saying
he's
from
trolling
the
us.
Beginning he does not want to be president.
Yeah.
And I think that actions speak louder than words. And last night's actions to me showed a man who doesn't want to be president. He showed up unprepared. He was like drinking his water.
He was fucking chugging. He looked like he snorted a bunch of blow backstage.
Sniffles, like all of it was just like, and they blamed it on a bad mic, but like
it was a bad batch of cocaine.
Well, whatever it is, like it's like that's like a guy who's like trying to barely lose. It seems like, like, and it's like really like I think he started by not wanting to be president.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden he saw the numbers. He's like, what?
I might actually.
I'm starting to win.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's ride this out a little bit. Yeah. Let's ride this out a little bit. And I watch maybe too many movies. But it's like seriously like. And then last night, the way he came out there was like, what is this? Like this is crazy. Like I was really, like just like he's not prepared at all. And
the first third of it wasn't too bad, but he just went off the rails.
Well, the thing was, I mean, and so again, the breaking point for me again was really the stop and frisk thing. Yeah. I just couldn't believe that.
Once he got to race, I was talking with my brother last night. Basically, he bombed out right then. He should have said, "I agree with most of what you're saying, Hillary. Like we have to do something about this, and we'll work both sides of the aisle to blah blah blah." But instead, he just goes right to stop and frisk and law and order. He's like, "I believe in law and order." I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Of course you do.
I just couldn't believe. So that was the part, but it was overall. It'll be interesting to see. I did kind of think about what if Gary or Jill or both were there.
Yeah, what would be like changing the dynamic. And
I think that it's almost necessary after that first debate. At this point, we have two very, very subpar candidates. Yes. And one just looks a little better because it shined up before it showed up. But it's like, the thing is, like that... That's what Hillary's good at, is calculated statements and measured statements and everything. And that's not how the world works. The world doesn't work like presidential debates.
No, it's more dynamic than that.
Yeah, so, and also, it's not at all over, but, when I was talking to my buddy who, like, got up and left, he was really disillusioned by it, and I was like, I give you credit for, like, honestly responding the way you are right now, not just responding because it's like, I believe Ted Cruz or whatever. Like, he's like, I'm a realist. And, like, what I'm seeing here is an unprepared person, I was hoping for more. And I was expecting that to be the response today, and I don't think it quite is. I think it's like most things, what you're supporting is what you're supporting. And it seems like the Hillary supporters are Hillary supporters, and the Trump supporters are Trump.
Did you see HuffPost today?
No.
There were like 20 stories about how Trump got his ass kicked.
Of course,
and he won Drudge, and it's like
or Breitbart,
yeah,
whatever.
Several
it's like
stories of Trump won,
Trump destroyed.
Hillary miraculously stands for 90 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, and you know, we haven't even talked about the federal tax thing though.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Let's get into that shit.
So, what do you think about that? I've been talking a lot.
I don't have an opinion.
You don't have an opinion?
No. Okay. I've never gone 10 minutes or so without talking about dicks or buttholes, so...
Okay. We can interject
Oh, yeah, no, I commend you on making this a highbrow episode so far.
Oh, well...
We'll derail in a bit. What is your opinion on the federal tax, whatever you're saying?
I think that... I didn't realize I had such an opinion about the debate, I guess, but... Yeah. It's. I think that a guy bragging in the middle of the debate, saying it's smart
to cheat, use the system to your advantage.
Oh boy, that was so. Again, like if I was writing up ways to lose, I would be like brag about paying no federal taxes.
Yeah, definitely
in the debate.
Yeah,
like, and then talk about how your lawyer told you not to talk about shit. But you're going to talk about shit.
My lawyer, first off,
my lawyer told me not to talk about this, so I'm going to talk like, yeah, that's what we need as a guy who goes against laws. Like, what are we doing? This isn't a WrestleMania manager guy. Like,
no, he needs one of those too.
Honestly, he's done WrestleMania before, and maybe this is what he's leading up to is WrestleMania next year. I think that he's...
Talk show, something.
I've said this before to, in personal conversations, that if he opens up this news network at the end of the year, which there are rumors about, this Trump news network, that the rumblings, once he loses, if he opens that and he gets like Milo and Alex Jones and all these guys, I'll fucking watch it.
Yeah, it would compete with Fox.
I mean, it's like I'll watch it, and, so will a lot of people.
TNA.
So... It's like, yeah, exactly. So I think that my conspiracy that he doesn't really want to win, it's not my conspiracy. It's plenty of other people are saying it. I've thought from the beginning. I continue to think it. And, it's a little weird because I know people personally working in this cause who are like good people who are putting good efforts into it.
Yeah, I do as well.
So it gets much less funny for me living in DC.
Yeah, because you're like, this person's gonna be out of a job, and they sacrifice.
Or not even that, but like they really believe what their party's touting or what they're doing, but it doesn't.
They're still idealistic.
Some of them, or I'm not gonna stereotype, but I'm saying like whatever job you work for, I think not everybody, but a lot of people believe where they're working. So I think they have the best interest, and I don't think that Trump has anybody's interest but his own in mind.
Would you say those people are young, dumb, and full of cum?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And exactly. So that's my thoughts on the election. So
yeah, man.
Dicks and buttholes.
Dicks and buttholes.
Yeah.
Which do you like better?
Oh man, dicks. We
can go all day on some dicks.
Absolutely.
You were talking about marijuana, though.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about that?
I don't know. Like,
you're baked right now, right?
I guess yeah, sure. I have a fairly consistent relationship with marijuana.
Is it monogamous?
I don't know what that means.
Like, do you cheat on it with, say, cocaine, heroin, acid?
No, I'm not going to answer that. I don't use any of those substances.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me neither.
But, anyways, officer.
Yeah. Hey, boy, do you snort?
Yeah, so, but, living in D.C. in this legal state.
It is legal.
It's, whatever.
But you can't sell it, but you can buy it, right? So people...
Well, no, you can't buy it either, and you can't sell it, but people can sell it as a donation. So, like, you buy a lot of $50 to $100 T-shirts.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So, But there's no retail stores, so like what all the good shit that's happening in Colorado,
Yeah.
all the good shit that's happening in Washington State,
Yeah.
the hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue, for DC's deciding to no.
Forgo that. They've never been good at.
I'm not really. I don't really understand why, and it also makes it really difficult as a consumer to get it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to have somebody who delivers it to me.
Yeah, I know
and
a
it's
guy.
fully.
I was gonna say if you needed somebody,
it's fully. Well, that's fine, and it's fully legal what I am doing. But it's also, you know, in all seriousness, there's lots of people out there who could use a lot of things that don't have to do with smoking pot.
Yeah, the THC.
That they can't get. For example, like marijuana lotions that don't even get you high, but work for people with, you know, different ailments and things like that. So
Like psoriasis.
yeah, like psoriasis, multiple sclerosis,
Sweet.
rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
My mom has used it as one of the people who has used the lotions. And the thing is that when it's in the semi-illegal state that it's in, the only thing that there's money in is plant. Things that get you high.
Yeah.
Maybe edibles. But, you know, you're holding back. There's tons of empty storefronts in D.C.
Yeah.
Tons of empty storefronts.
Northeast, southeast.
Less than a mile away from the fucking Capitol, less than a mile away from the White
Yeah.
House. Why the fuck is that? You know, it makes no sense. And if those businesses were there, they'd be doing well, and
Yeah.
I'd be able to go down the street and have a nice selection. I'm from
Absolutely.
Michigan, where I had my medical marijuana card from my sophomore year of college.
What did you get the medical marijuana?
What did I get it for back then? I broke my hand, so
Painkiller?
my freshman year. So I said my hand still hurt. So I had hand X-rays. I went into like basically a rented out apartment building with a guy in a white lab coat.
Yeah.
Gave him $100. Said my hand hurt. Showed him the X-rays. Got my medical marijuana card.
That sounds like how they do it in Venice.
So-
Venice Beach.
Yeah, so and in Michigan, and it was wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
there was tons of stores at that point. Michigan Avenue was called Marijuana Avenue in Michigan. So, like,
Oh, wow.
because there's so many weed stores on there.
Where is that in Michigan?
It's in Lansing,
Okay.
or it
that's
was in
okay.
Lansing,
Yeah.
right outside East Lansing.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, and I could go into a store and there'd be tons of different strains. I would know they were all, like, tested to make sure
Yeah.
that they didn't have mold or pesticides. I knew how much THC was in each one, how much CBD, which is the anti-inflammatory part of it that doesn't get you high.
Okay.
I'd know if it was an indica, which means indica, which make you tired, or a sativa, an upper. You know, I'd be able to know all of that. They would fucking pick out the weed with chopsticks so they didn't contaminate it with their fingertips. They didn't
Nice.
rub out the trichomes with their fingertips. They'd give it to you in a sealed pill bottle, so it was airtight, it was safe, it was secure, and it was legal. And I didn't have to go to some hood place and talk to Pookie to get my weed. And like
Pookie.
that, you know, I've known so many Pookies that I bought weed from in my life. So, and everybody knows a Pookie. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, if you didn't, then you lived a very sheltered, boring life.
I knew a Batman.
Yeah, I probably did
He was
too.
Batman was a Pookie. His sister had 4 kids and 2 abortions.
Yeah, I don't.
She was like 22.
Yeah, I try not to
I
even.
got drunk with her. She's a good person.
Sounds great.
Met her kids.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, instead, DC decides to squander away the opportunity. Meanwhile, Colorado made $140 million in tax revenue
Yeah.
last
Did
month.
that surprise you that they goofed on this though?
I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense if they want to make money. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If they want, I don't understand really
Yeah.
why they'd hold back at this point. All that money could be going towards schools, towards rehabilitation for, you know, people who actually need help with drugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Drug and
Real
alcohol.
drugs. Real alcohol,
Yeah.
alcohol that's legal.
Yeah, which is
Painkillers, which now, recently I just saw an article that was talking about how painkillers now are, there's more people taking it or are prescribed painkillers than tobacco. That
Oh,
includes
yeah.
chewing tobacco,
and you can pop
cigars,
pills anywhere. There's no
not to mention,
ban on that.
yeah, not
in
to mention
restaurants and shit.
cigarettes are perfectly legal and they kill people.
Yeah,
If there was a terrorist called cigarettes, we'd be going after the terrorists like a motherfucker.
we do not.
Meanwhile, weed has still killed 0 people.
Yeah, exactly. Weed doesn't kill people.
It doesn't kill people.
What about people high driving, though?
I mean, that is an issue, but I think, you have to worry about people driving impaired on anything.
Yes,
if
you're
you're,
So that's
you're
really the
driving
only way it
reckless
goes
and
people,
impaired, and you get caught driving reckless or impaired or both, then you get arrested.
Well, what about drug deals? I mean, sure, there's some deaths related to drug deals, but I don't think weed dealers probably don't get shot.
Yeah, and a result of marijuana being mixed into the black market with these hard drugs is an absolute joke. So you make this high school kid who just wants to smoke some pot and listen to some fucking Led Zeppelin or something,
exactly,
like their parents did, or whatever. They have to go to the same guy who's selling crack, and then they end up getting into something, or and that's how it happens.
Crack.
That's the gateway theory, if there is one. It's not. There's nothing in pot that makes you go on to.
No, you're like, this was cool and all, but I think I'm going to do heroin.
Yeah, no, it's someone. It's and the thing is that the drug dealer doesn't ID you. The drug dealer just says, "Show me the money. If you got the money, you want something stronger. I got this. Okay,
crack. You want crack? Okay.
Whatever it is, and but back to your question about it. If the result of it being associated with the black market is why there ends up being violence. So, if anything, them keeping it in this illegal state is causing more harm.
Is it Schedule 3, Schedule 4?
Oh, it's Schedule 1, and it just it remains Schedule 1, which is an absolute joke. The DEA just reclassified it as a Schedule 1 drug, which means it has no known medicinal value.
So ridiculous.
That's an absolute lie. It's beyond ridiculous. We have, I think, 24 states now that are medically legal states.
Yeah.
So what's going on there?
Still waiting on Virginia there.
Yeah, tell me what's going on with, when you can look at it, kids who have 50 plus epileptic seizures a day.
Right.
They start using cannabis oil and they go down to zero. Tell me how that there's families moving from all over the country to Colorado to save their kids. This isn't a made up thing. Those are real statistics. Those are real people.
No, absolutely.
I have my own experiences that I can tell you firsthand, and people just think, oh, here's a pothead talking about pot. Firsthand, they help me. So it's like, for it to remain that, it makes you doubt everything that agency has to do with the DEA. And the war on drugs in general is a complete racist failure, to make it a really short thing without getting into another political diatribe. But it's just... It's this dying agency clinging on to these archaic ideas that marijuana is this deadly thing, and it's just not there. If the bodies were there, they'd be parading them in front of us.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not there. It's been shown to possibly kill cancer. It's been shown to have anti-cancer properties, and I happen to have a very close connection. Like probably most people, I've lost people to cancer.
Yeah,
and I think that if there's another option out there that's being limited by it being Schedule 1, it's Schedule 2? Cocaine. So universities are able to research the medical uses of cocaine. It's easier for universities to research cocaine. Universities cannot research marijuana right now with how it's scheduled.
It's so ridiculous. Ketamine's like that too, right?
I don't really know what ketamine... I mean, I don't know anything about ketamine. I've
been learning some more.
Yeah. So, but... it's just, by it remaining Schedule 1, it keeps it from being outside that. And for them to call it Schedule 1 at this point is completely disingenuous. It's a complete lie. And it makes you doubt... It makes... I shouldn't say you. It makes me doubt everything that's told to me about, other things about our health, about other things that could be possibly being kept from us.
I only started smoking, somewhat recently, in the last year or two. I've only done it a few times, but I've definitely noticed that. Why the fuck was I drinking?
Yeah,
I mean, we definitely condone all our listeners drinking, getting fucked up, and sending us dick pics. But
I drink all the time, and I don't send dick pics all the time. But
just sometimes. But weed doesn't make you send dick pics, right?
No, and it's like,
beat your wife,
and it's also right. I mean, that is a classic argument, but it's like
I've done.
Yeah, it's I mean, the thing is that we're adults.
Yeah.
And we should have a right to make our choice on our substances.
Right, absolutely.
And it's just, it's like team alcohol versus team weed, I feel like. And I'm not on either team at all.
Yeah.
It's like, and yes, I do smoke pot every day. And people are like, oh, how do you do that? Well, for me, it's a complicated relationship. It's both recreational. It's also a wellness agent for me in a lot of ways. It helps me sleep. It helps me eat.
Yeah.
People can call that a dependency. It works for me. And there's a lot of other things about it that I rather enjoy.
Yeah.
And that it
Get your dick hard?
Sure. Why not? Gets my butthole puckered as well.
Perfect.
So
yes, that's what poppers do. You ever done poppers?
I haven't.
I've done them.
I've never.
I did it once.
Yeah, that's I mean, I have done quite a few psychedelics.
What was your favorite psychedelic? AA Ron.
Mushrooms would be my favorite psychedelic. I've done them a few times now, and I'm rather a big fan of them. I think that they really are quite a perspective enhancing drug for me, and I am a rather introspective individual, so I do like getting in touch with kind of my thoughts and self-reflection like that, and I also don't have a problem with my brain being taken off my control, which is where bad trips come from for a lot of people. Okay. But I've never done cocaine.
Me neither. I've been offered it, but I never.
It's not my personality type. I'm not, And,
when I get hyper, I am cocaine. And I don't need cocaine.
Yeah, most people who I've met who do coke are really annoying, and I'm already annoying enough. Yeah. So, and also, I don't want to like it. And then,
exactly.
It's like I'd rather just not know what I'm missing with that.
Yeah.
So, and then, alcohol, I do like to drink, and when I drink, I like to get fucked up. I really do. I'm not somebody who can have one
just
or two
one beer. Yeah, I wasn't like that either.
I'm just never. I don't know. I'm still in my 20s, so maybe that will change at some point. But at this point, I'm not.
Something has to happen really for you to.
At this point, I can have just as much fun getting super baked all night.
Yeah.
But I do like drinking. But I think in general, that if marijuana was made legal, that there'd be a lot less problems, and that's what we're seeing in these areas.
Yes.
Like Colorado, where drunk driving's down 30%.
Wow.
Where robberies and violent crimes are down 20%. Not saying all this is caused by marijuana being legal, but it's not causing these things to go up. Car accidents aren't going up. These things. So.
And then you get all that money from weed tourism.
Yeah. I mean, people are moving there. Real estate's going up. It's, there's a lot of reasons I want to eventually move out to Colorado.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, would you move to Colorado or somewhere else in the West that has it?
I wanted to move to Colorado for a long time. In 2013, I did disaster relief with FEMA Corps out there, and
cool, man.
I fell in love with Colorado. And even during the floods, people were super nice and would wave to you. It was like
nobody waves here.
It was like people aren't friendly here at all.
No, they suck.
Not everybody though. You meet good people. But it's this place is just very tightly wound. So.
Oh yeah, it's ugly Hollywood.
Yeah,
that's what they call it.
Yeah, that's fitting. That's fitting for sure.
Yeah, whereas the surrounding areas are shitholes and.
Yeah, apparently where I live is somewhat of a shithole.
No, man, there's a nice little Mexican restaurant that I took a shit in and chugged some pineapple juice. I didn't want to come right in and shit in your bathroom.
That was polite of you.
Thank you very much. Sorry to your Mexican restaurant.
It's La Lomitas on Pennsylvania Avenue.
La Lomitas? I think I've been there before.
It's a good date spot.
Sangria, right?
Yeah, probably.
You've gone on some dates there?
Yeah, I've gone on some dates there.
How'd they go?
Oh, they went well. Amy, if you're listening, we went there for our second date, so that was nice. But Amy's, me and Amy are just friends now.
Oh, okay.
But she lives in Baltimore.
That's not too far.
No. We met at the Foo Fighters concert last 4th of July.
Yeah. Shit, man. Yeah. They one of your favorite bands?
Nope. Not at all. It was just, it was a thing to do. I did like them more after the concert, but...
Yeah. So Degenerate Nation is officially in support of weed.
Yes.
You want full legalization.
That's good. Well, whatever you want. I mean, my choice is what I choose to do.
Yeah.
And if it's causing no harm, it shouldn't bother you.
If you're out there, you're, say, 14, we're saying you should smoke.
Not at 14.
15?
No. I didn't start smoking.
12?
I didn't start smoking until I was 18.
Okay, well, if you can wait to 18,
I don't
like
care.
I did for
You know
other
what?
things.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
I just think that I'm glad that I waited till my brain was a little developed to start smoking.
Yeah, what about drinking?
I mean, drinking. So I was just like kind of a goody two shoes.
Yeah, me too.
So
I didn't have a drop till 17.
Yeah, I don't think I even drank in high school.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't really that nice. It made me really an outcast and not really.
Yeah.
Really
no,
weird.
I drank to fit into it.
And I didn't drink. And,
Yeah.
This is the right thing to do, or I don't know
Yeah,
what it was.
I felt guilt.
Yeah,
Catholic
and
guilt though.
I'm Jewish, so I don't have the Catholic guilt.
You got Jewish guilt though, right?
Well, I guess mostly for my mom, but it's like I don't. So like, yeah, for me, I'm kind of glad I didn't do those things when I was growing up, just because like now what I know about your brain developing, I think I got lucky, but who knows?
Yeah.
I mean. I made up for it in college and since then, so I definitely do think there's a benefit to exploring, the psychedelic stuff after that, though. But
yeah, no, they're doing some research with mushrooms on
mushroom
depression.
PTSD.
Yeah,
PTSD.
Because I have depression, and I definitely would be open to basically anything to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
even if it's like, hey, guess what? Sucking dick is the only way to cure depression.
No,
I don't
know, but like, I mean. Well, depression, is a complicated thing for sure. I have depression, and I also, man. It's not something that you gotta be sorry for. It's just, it's like a blood type. It's like,
absolutely.
I have blood type B. But whatever, like, and I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 5. Like, and
that's pretty early diagnosis, isn't it?
Yeah, and I never believed in it. I never took the pills for it.
Yeah.
But what they cause, is like, whatever it is, like I do have some distraction issues. Those are some of the issues that the pot also helps with.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like marijuana, it's like a Swiss Army knife. It's like what I need it for is what it zeroes in for. If I'm like, oh man, I got a wicked fucking headache from drinking. There's no better hangover cure than marijuana. No better hangover cure.
Nice.
There's none.
But greasy food or coffee or drinking water.
Well, getting high.
It makes you want to eat greasy food?
Exactly.
Oh, perfect.
Exactly. It makes it taste better. It makes you digest it better.
Yeah, does it help people with digestive issues?
Absolutely. People with Crohn's disease.
Nice.
People going through chemo. People.
Did it help with depression?
Yeah,
particularly sativa?
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. I mean, like, it helps. I can say what it does for me.
Yeah.
And it helps me.
I'm sure a lot of the listeners probably go through the same thing because how'd they stumble on us in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, it definitely helps make podcasts better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it helps make podcasts better to do and listen to.
Yeah. Do you get baked and listen to podcasts? Like TED Talks or something?
Yeah. I mean, Joe Rogan's podcast is my favorite thing in the world. So it's what inspired me to want to start podcasting.
Oh, cool. I like Adam Carolla got me going.
Yeah, so him and Adam Carolla are good friends. They've been on each other's podcasts. So, it's like, I mean, for me, it really, I'm someone who can smoke and be fine.
Yeah.
Other people smoke one hit and they're like, oh, I'm done. Like,
I did a few hits and I just giggled a little bit for about a couple minutes, and then it seemed pretty normal. So I don't know. I don't think it was high.
Yeah,
because I would know, right?
You don't get high the first couple times.
Yeah,
that's what they say. That's what they say. I mean, I think back to when I started, and I didn't really get it at first, but once I did, like at this point now, like I don't have a meal before it. Smoking for the most part.
Yeah.
When I don't smoke and I go, like when I go home, I try not to smoke because my mom may have had issues about it because of it being illegal. And,
yes.
It's stupid. It's stupid because, other than that, like, they want me to be happy. They want me to feel good. And they want me to have fun. And all of those things happen with pot, but I can't do it because it's somewhat illegal. My mom's a lawyer. So she's all. I mean, it's just like straight.
Poorly.
Well, she's like, I can't risk it being in my, and so when I go home, it is a challenge, because I won't eat for the first 2 days I'm home. Literally, will not get hungry.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have stomach issues?
Yeah, I mean, I've had stomach issues since I was really young, from some from some, from a lot of different issues. But yeah, I had stomach issues from when I was really young. I've always had stomach issues. It's from what's probably kept me from being an alcoholic because I puke when I drink too much.
Yeah.
I hate puking.
For me, it was money.
Yeah.
I would drink at the bar that we actually met. I would drink rail liquor.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
I don't drink anymore, but
yeah,
it was because of medicine. It's not like I was like, yep, I'm done. I thought I would probably drink to my 60s, maybe beyond that.
So you don't drink anymore? I didn't know
it's
that.
rough.
I had no idea. How long has that been?
Like I've had a sip here and there, but it's been since New Year's Eve time, like 2014.
And it's medical?
Yeah.
What? Do you not want to talk about?
No, I'll talk about it. It's bipolar depression.
Okay.
So I had no fucking idea, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I had, and I got diagnosed within like.
Dude,
30
how
minutes.
are you not using pot?
I'm gonna.
Dude, you need to start for
I'm
real.
definitely
This is
gonna
like
start.
this is officially the Degenerate Weed Intervention podcast.
Weed intervention.
Weed intervention. We're gonna get you a vaporizer or something and get you on a sativa that activates that. Dude, like I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like and that's the thing is like when you're on, you need like a little buzz. If you have like your vape pen that doesn't even smell, you go outside and smoke your vape pen.
Yeah, no,
you
I mean,
get your buzz.
I take a mood stabilizer and I'm weaning myself, or I'm getting weaned off of some other stuff that just wasn't working.
And I know all about this stuff because I have a family history with this stuff. So I know Lamictal. Yeah,
yeah.
I know. I have family members who take Lamictal.
Work for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it definitely stabilizes the mood, but the other stuff.
What else isn't working?
Zyprexa. I've done Seroquel. I've done Latuda. I don't know if you've seen the commercials for Latuda.
I've heard. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah,
that shit sucks. Zyprexa kind of sucks. Prozac. Yeah, Zyprexa combo.
So Prozac. I remember the one day I did Prozac. It was in my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
One day I did Prozac. It's the most depressed I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, no, this shit sucks.
That shit, I couldn't believe it. I was facing my wall. I was paralyzed, just crying with tears going down my face. Didn't know what I was crying about. Was facing my wall crying for like hours and hours. I've never been more depressed. I remember calling up my mom after that and just like being like, there's no way I'm taking this shit.
Yeah.
There's no way. So
it's kind of like when you see a running back for the first time, you know if he's going to be good. You know when you take a medication, like right away.
Right away. I'm like, I was like, I'm supposed to be taking this to help this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
This is like
it
the
takes
worst.
a whole deeper.
So
at first, anyways.
Yeah. So I had no idea, and I think that's a lot of whatever you want to call depression, the mental illness is about.
Yeah.
But I'd be very interested to see if you got on the right strain of marijuana, if you got on the right types of strains, if you got used to it, if you were using it like at the end of the day as a way to unwind.
Yeah.
And then, I think it could really help you. I'm a believer in it. I don't take anything for depression. I take nothing.
Nice.
So the only thing I'm on is marijuana. So, I did go to therapy. I did go to dialectic behavioral therapy to, develop some skills and things like that.
Does that work? Dialectical?
Yeah, it's called DBT.
Yeah, DBT.
Yeah, I thought it did. It was with a social worker, so they were like, this is a 6 to 12 month relationship, unlike a psychoanalytic relationship where it's like 20 years. Yeah. So didn't have any interest in that. So it's like a lot of like Zen practices, things like that, without getting religious. But it was like just like mindfulness, radical acceptance, things like that really are kind of helpful. But
you take your thoughts, you realize you're not your thoughts, and you try to let them go.
Yeah, there's like like it's like just like it's almost like your brain's able to access like a menu of skills. So definitely it's something I'm really open about too. So
yeah, me too. Man.
It's just but also like I do understand how it's like it's not an easy thing to deal with either, and you can't just ignore it, or like it's not just feeling sad.
Yeah, I hate people that have no clue what it feels like.
Yeah,
I don't hate them, but hate that they can't relate.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of feel not inferior, but feel different than them.
Yeah, exactly. So, I had no idea being at the bar. I never really paid attention to
Yeah.
the fact that you weren't drinking.
Yeah,
but,
well, it's a happy place, you know. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not this past weekend, we got crushed, but
oh yeah, we're not going to talk about.
but it's
that
a
much.
happy place. Like I'm up when I'm there.
Yeah.
Like I was drinking what's St. Pauli girl.
Mm-hmm.
A couple like the last game, the Notre Dame game.
Yep. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it definitely, and then like it's definitely, I'm a big fan, and most people who know me know that
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I don't try to like outwardly like advertise it, but it does match up with kind of who I am. It makes everything I like a little better.
Yeah.
Makes food a lot better.
Fuck
makes
yeah, man.
sex a lot better. Makes movies a lot
What
better.
about jerking off?
I mean, it makes that better as well. I
Because
mean,
Prozac made me not give a shit about that.
right, yeah, that's another very troubling thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was just like, I don't even want to jerk off
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, which is just
Not
sad.
that it's great, but it's nice to come one
no,
way or
yeah,
the other.
you should have that urge.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
that's what drives society. Really,
there's no better
Boners.
sleeping pill than getting high and blowing a load and then
Perfect.
going to sleep. So
you sleep
Yeah.
like a baby,
absolutely, if
A
you can
stoned,
stay up like that,
coming baby.
yeah, if you can sleep after that, you should join the Marines or something. But yeah,
What would you do in the Marines?
I mean, stay on watch. I don't know, like you wouldn't fall asleep, so that's good.
But what if they're on sativa? Because that's kind of an upper, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, they'd be very, overly concerned. I don't know. This isn't. Who knows?
There's a guy on the watchtower in like
there's
South
probably a
Korea.
There's
He's
probably
high
a
as
reason they
shit.
drug test in the
In the
military.
military. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They I was actually at work today and we got not a lecture about security, but like they were playing this little game of Chinese checkers,
yeah,
and we were standing in the checker spots, right? And so they were asking questions about security. We had a little cheat sheet, but like one of the what are some things that you could lose or be ineligible for a clearance, and one of them was psychological disorders. What do you think about that?
So if you have a psychological disorder,
You can lose your clearance, or you can not get one in the first place if you sought treatment.
I mean, I think like I'm not really sure. I think that seems like discrimination.
Yeah, no, it does. But at the same time, the government or a highly secretive operation.
Yeah, but
like,
if you're in like a top secret clearance position or something, basically is what they're saying.
yeah, or secret.
Or secret. So the thing was that I had secret clearance
Yeah.
when I was with FEMA Corps. I was
Yeah.
a Freedom of Information analyst, so
Nice.
with them towards the end when I was in DC, and so like I saw a lot of the people who had secret clearance, and they're idiots. A lot of those people.
Yeah,
So I think.
you just gotta hide it.
I mean, that's what's encouraging.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that. So with your bipolar depression? What's the cutoff on?
I wouldn't be able to.
Really?
Probably. Yeah, if they found out. Because I went to treatment. I went to an outpatient program for a few weeks a couple
Mhm.
years ago.
Were you suicidal?
Not actively.
What is inactively?
Like, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, but
I mean, I
did you have
thought
thoughts
it,
about it?
Yeah.
Did you
I
think
still
about
do
how you?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Not how, but I would just see an object and be like, oh, I could jump in front of that train, or like, oh, I could hang myself from that thing.
Yeah, I think
that towel rack.
I think everybody has those thoughts.
Yeah.
Of the fragility
like
of
I could
life.
drive. Yeah, I could just drive into.
Oh yeah, everybody
this car.
has that thought.
I've closed my eyes for a few seconds before.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close it driving.
So what was like the breaking point that caused you to want to go to the outpatient?
Let's see.
Or was it not your
I
choice?
no, it was my choice. I used to live in LA for a couple years.
Uh-huh.
I dated a girl, and right before she was about to leave for grad school, her dad shot himself.
Shit.
Yeah, and I wasn't really in a committed relationship and stuff, and in some ways I was looking forward to being fully single again, with the illusion that I would go out and have all this fun, which I probably wouldn't have had. But that really threw me for a loop because I'm pretty close to my family, and I just decided a few months later to come back,
Uh-huh.
give up my dream, because I fucked someone who had Nutella by their nightstand while watching DuckTales, and then I started crying, and then I fucked her again the next morning and started crying even worse, and then I cried on a bus through the ghetto.
What does the Nutella have to do?
She was a healthy girl.
Oh,
She had Nutella
well,
by her
Nutella's not
nightstand.
good for you.
No, but it was just like, how
Nutella's-
lazy are you that you keep the Nutella on your nightstand?
Oh,
right?
so she wasn't a healthy girl.
No, she was not. Well, no, healthy is in a little bit robust. We're body positive. The
sorry.
Gender Nation is
I mean,
fully
that's
body
fine.
positive.
All bodies are,
All bodies are magical.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
whatever.
they're to be used.
yeah, I guess.
So I just started fucking crying, and I kind of lost my
Huh.
shit. The next day, I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
At least you went for your dream.
yeah, but I
So
didn't go
wonderful.
hard enough because I had my own personal issues.
Mm-hmm.
I got there
It's
and I
never
was-
too late to re-go
Oh
for
no,
it.
absolutely. No, I gotta get a handle on my shit,
Mhm.
and podcasting really helps. I think you'll come to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been an interesting first kind of podcast.
Oh yeah, it's like a getting to know
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. I mean, getting to know me.
all about you.
Yeah, but, I mean, I may bring a little more of a highbrow
Yeah, absolutely.
take, but I'll be honest, I haven't listened to one of these podcasts before.
Oh no, there's definitely
This
more
is-
higher brow than we're used to.
Yeah, so I mean, but I think in general, I think that we should just kind of take it week by week, see what comes up. But I think this is a good spot to kind of wrap it up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
All right, so-
Aaron, thanks for joining.
Signing off until next time.
Till next time. Peace.